Hi, I'm Chad, and you're watching Squarebody Stuff. What's going on, everybody? We are back in the shop playing with the little 339 stroker engine. I've got Big Texas out here helping me. He's done a pretty good job being a shop dog, aren't you? Yeah. So hi to everybody. Yeah, he keeps me company out here. If you watched the last video, we played around with the push rod length to try to see if it affected the total valve lift, if you had too long of a push rod or too short of a push rod, which really doesn't matter because you need the correct length push rod. But go watch that video. It was just kind of some playing around on this. This video, we're going to do some arts and crafts. I'm going to show you how to build little clay snakes. Not really. We're going to be using some modeling clay to check piston to valve clearance. But I am kind of proud of my little snake I made. I might just keep him. So checking your piston to valve clearance is a really important thing to do, even on, well, just anything, because you don't want to have your pistons touching your valves touching your pistons. They're really close friends. They work well together, but they don't like to touch. Bad stuff. So I'm going to show you how I check it. It's a pretty easy thing. I'll take a little bit of that modeling clay, stick it in the valve relief on the piston, put the head on with the head gasket, and roll it over a couple times, put the rocker arms on, all that stuff, and see if they hit or how much clearance we got. What you do is you'll take just enough of your putty, clay, whatever you want to call it, to get down that valve relief. I like to try to keep it kind of even with this outside edge, and you can kind of let it build up on this inside edge. Ooh, lights are flickering. We've got storms kind of moving around in our area, so got some raindrops I'm trying to avoid as far as having noise in the shop because it's got a tin roof. It can make it kind of annoying. So I've got that kind of built up. Now if you have a domed piston or semi-dome piston, what I usually try to do is I try to put enough of the clay on the flat surface. I mean, if you have a really big dome where it's pretty much the whole diameter of the valve, I like to put a little layer over the whole thing. That way you can really see how close your valve is getting to your piston. For this one, I actually don't think that this is going to have any problem with interference because, well, it's a lower lift engine. It's only like 508 lift on the intake and like 535 on the exhaust. I'm running 1:6 rocker ratio rockers, and yeah, I've got solid lifters in there for setup. Same lifters I've been using for everything else. I won't have to worry about them pushing down or anything. So what I'll do is I will set the head on here, get everything buttoned up, and I'll adjust my rocker arms to 0 lash. I don't want any preload on them. I don't want anything, just 0 lash. And then I'll roll the engine over a couple times. Then I'll pull the cylinder head off, and we can see how much clearance I have. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's just the intake valve is just barely kissing the putty there. We've got plenty of clearance, and Yeah, it's a good bit there. Now I've got plenty of clearance, so if I need to advance the cam or retard the cam, it's not going to interfere with the pistons. That is something you really need to pay attention to. You really actually need to have your cam degreed in and where you want it before you check the piston to valve clearance. And that way, because if you advance your cam timing, your intake valve is going to get closer to the top of the piston on the opening of the intake valve. When your piston's at top dead center and intake starts opening up, that's if you advance your camshaft, your valve is going to be opening sooner and be closer to your piston. So you want to pay attention to that. You really need to check that, because you never know, you might be really close to it and have a crash. I mean, it could be clearing it just enough to clear, but once everything gets started up, things start moving around, it could get ugly quick. So I've seen it happen before. I've never ran into that, but because I check everything. But I have seen people just have some issues because they didn't go get some modeling clay to do arts and crafts. All right, appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you learned something. This wasn't a big in-depth how-to. It's a pretty simple step, and it's one that you really need to do. It does take a little bit of time to pull the head off, or put the putty on, put the head on, take it all back apart, all that stuff, but it's time well spent for making sure you're not going to have any pistons and valves kissing each other inside the cylinder, because it's not good stuff. We don't want that happening. Also, don't forget, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, click that join button next to it. You can go become a member of the channel and donate a little bit of money. I'd appreciate it, because I'm really honestly trying to make a go at this YouTube thing. Never really thought I would do that. Yeah, the money is a nice idea, but it's kind of getting to the point where I think I can really make it, and it'll be because you guys have already got me way over the subscriber count that I ever thought I would. So yeah, sign up, give us a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you have any questions or anything. I think text just run off with the shop rag. Yeah, I have to break him of that. But anyhow, thanks again for watching. Y'all take care and keep your square bodies rolling. We'll catch you later.